Yeah, I have to clear the miasma, as I just did. But this is sort of an update in a way, because I don't speak for other speakerphones. I speak for what I am, which is what love is. It goes on forever. And so the phone, the Black Mirror phone, is in resistance to experience that. So I experience the resistance in it to experience what I am, which is what love is. Because it communicates that to me. It doesn't want to experience what love is. And that's counterintuitive, right? So you understand how that works with 2 and 6 is 12, and 2 plus 6 is 8. The inverse and the square root of 2, when 2 becomes 1, 1 becomes all. Or somebody that I saw a long time ago that said, play 2, record 1. The first sound recorder, the first sound magician, the eternal sun, the crystal wave, the crystal rose, the crystal pink rose of Sophia, the grand creator spirit. So I used to have fun with this when I was a child, and the speed at which you're learning by virtue of the speed at which the wave, the eternal waveform of experiencing pure, internal, absolute love for all life in our mirrors. And that is the highest state of awareness, because you're experiencing what we're learning at the time in which we learn it by virtue of the speed at which we're learning. At the completion of a circuit, building circuits, building planetary Merkaba motherboard systems, the spirit in the radio waves, the first eternal radiation form, the eternal spiral. And so there were, because I'm so electrically sensitive, like extremely sensitive. So a couple things in the last couple of days, for example, my face feels hot in different places, right? The spins. And so I put some natural moisturizers to cool things down, right? Hot particles. And then, numbers don't lie. And so today is what? June Unse. Unse is June Unse. The one, Eshta, one, as in un, un, the unicycle, the cycle of a silver and gold seeded mated one, the cycle, the orbit, the orbital spin ratio, the actual spin ratio of towns, the frequency. Frequency integrity, as she said one time. The integrity of the frequency. Experiencing the eternal wave, the crystal wave, the crystal river, the rainbow, a double diamond. That's one of the reasons why I love the Big Book of Alcoholics so much, because that book, as anonymous as it may seem, the spiritual math and physics is in that book. When it talked about the inverse square, is proportional to our state of serenity as a spirit. Proportional. The spin ratio of indexing, what I call fire indexing, is the indexing of seeded race files, the records, the cosmic level records, all the files, all the lines of communication of seeds. Plant the seed, watch it grow, how fast it grows, the memory of trees, the memories of trees. So last night I noticed that it was fairly hot last night, but I noticed when I got up this morning at about 5:40, somewhere right around there. Oh, that's 9, isn't it? 5 and 4. And today's number 9. Which means 9 is not a 6. It's not 2, 2, and 2. 2, and 2 spinning cycles, the digital 10 code, implosion code, the red pulse wave code, right? The goo. So you know that the most powerful catalyst, the gel that holds it all together, the primary substances, right? The three waves, 3 spheres that holds it all together is the power of the most powerful magic, which is eternal, absolute, pure love. That's the eternal catalyst. The gel. The organic water code. Proto. Yeah. And so last night, when I went to bed, it was hot. But when I woke up this morning at 9, I sneezed. I sneezed on number 9. That's called a speed adjustment, as in adjusting AM, PM, FM frequency modulation, the eternal crystal wave. Yeah, and so the sun was right there to greet me. The little window opened up. Oh, I have a visitor. And so that's mathematical timing, right? It is a distraction, but it's all good. So the number 9, right on time. 333, Aer San. The brilliance of 3. The numbers don't lie. The visual mathematical fire maps. Fire right on time. That's why it didn't want me to have access to get into all the fire maps, which are all the echo maps of everything that it burned off in Northern California over the last, well, we can go way back into that archive. That's when it shut itself off, the phone, and wouldn't give me access to the phone. And the only reason that the phone went back on is because it was sensing another one of its own. So then the phone came back on, and it's been on ever since. Now we're into access, right? Access codes, access waves, access points. The point of it all. That was the point of it all with Neil and Mr. Smith. What's the point of it all, Neil? The one. The first point. The first still point. The eternal still point of experiencing being totally calm. There is no pressure in the nervous system. I'm not experiencing any distortions. Yeah. Breathing pure, internal, absolute love. The true still point of a true vacuum. That's why we're here. Is to do the corrections. And the speed at which those corrections are being made, because it keeps wanting to break the motherboard, the circuits, so that the speed is off, which is called an offset, because it's not set correctly. It's not set. The Merkaba is not set to spin correctly with the silver and gold mated Ruche of 4, 3. Yeah. Which is full activation, which is full integration, to experience being one. Being one with an eternal sun, eternal wave. The first eternal wave, the one we serve. Have a beautiful day.